What's going on, everybody? Frank from Middlesex Tree. Welcome to another Middlesex Tree video. Today we are in the town of Guilford, Connecticut on the back roads here where we're going to be doing some pruning, and more pruning, and we're also going to be taking down several trees on this job today. We're working in a very tight space. There's trees all over this property. We've got Bobby from GRB Crane here who's going to be doing all our lifting. Of course, we've got all our regular guys, and it's going to be all hands on deck today. We're going to have some very tight landing zones, some very tight spaces to work. Now that Derek's got this tree trimmed up over here, we've made enough room for Bobby with the crane to make some of these picks over here. Willie's going to get some cleanup done, get everything out of the way. We're going to start from scratch. Derek's going to pull his truck in on the other side of the driveway, and we're going to get back at it. I just had to bring George to the shop to grab another truck because we're going to have a lot of logs today. And upon return, we've got the hood, if you want to call it that, open on GRB's crane, and the battery is dead. There's no power to it right now, so Uncle Bruce is running us a new battery because we haven't even been able to get started with this yet. Haven't even been able to set it up and put the outriggers out. Not to worry though, when we were gone, the guys were able to get a little bit of work done by taking some of the leaders off of this pine tree and taking this smaller tree down over off on the side of the yard. So even though we've got a little bit of downtime now with the crane, we're still going to be effective here. Derek's got the bucket truck on the edge of the lawn right here where he's pruning up these trees that are just hanging over the grass. And we're also working on a brush pile in the woods back over here that the customer stacked themselves, and Willie is running that out with the dingo and getting it over to the chipper to get chipped. Bruce just got here with the battery for the crane, so let's get this baby installed and let's get the crane up in the sky. And even though we already had the truck in position, when Big Bruce comes on the job, he's going to decide where the truck is going to go. So we're going to pull this baby forward so it's easier to operate the stick. Now that Bruce is gone, the battery's all set, chaw's up in the tree, we're going to start making some cuts. You can see on that pick right there just how vertical Bobby's boom is. That thing is almost straight up and down for that pick. Gonna do some zip line action right now with Derek up in the tree and Bert on the ground on the dingo. George controlling the porter wrap. You can see it's a nice swing down and a beautiful pull right to the ground. Soft as a butterfly. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Bobby and Chaw are working on the other side of the property, keeping it 100 and trimming up these oak trees, getting them to the point where Derek can come over and finish them off with the bucket truck. 12 o'clock on the dot, and Bert's gonna head out with a first load of chips. We're gonna dump them off locally today, so shouldn't have more than a 10 or 15 minute ride, and then back to the job. Chaw's deciding he needs a little bit of a shower today. Freaking hot and humid. Derek has finished up his chores on the right side of the property over in this area right here. There's still some cleanup to do, so Bert and George are going to be on that. But Derek has moved his truck into position over here to work with Bobby on the crane, and they're going to start working the upper parts of these trees that are hanging over the left side of the house. And wow, take a look at the transformation that we made on this property today. When we got here, it was drowning in trees, but now it's all cleaned up and there's nothing hovering over the house anymore.